Hello, anybody who's watching this. Welcome to my reaction to Unbiased History, Rome 1. Is it like the chapter 1? Rome 1 or 2? Yeah, I guess so. Rome 1, the Roman mythology, with a lot of quotation marks. By Dovahati? Dovahati? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Hopefully Dovahati is correct. I'll never know. Anyway, this video was recommended to me a long time ago, but I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I just don't know, so I'm running out of ideas, so I'm going through different recommendations that were sent, and also just trying out new stuff that I've seen other reaction channels do, so interested. And this is a short video as a test to see how it does. It's quite an easy reaction, so if you have a video for me to react to, you can use the national link in the description below to send it my way with some helpful money. Maybe you can buy me a new camera, so I won't be in 5 FPS anyway. Or don't. And use the comment section, and we'll see how that goes for you. I'm joking. I might get to it anyway. I read every comment. I'm not answering everything, but I do read every comment. Oh yeah, and subscribe, because a lot of you not subscribe, like 94%, not like 94%. What analytics says anyway.
Was a dream to purge this rotten world from the barbarians infested, a dream called Rome. Thousands of years ago, the world lived in a dark age. Europe, like the rest, was a complete shithole, with barbarians of all breeds as far as one could see. Among these vile beasts were the Greeks.
Excuse me, what did it say just there?
Barbarians of all breeds as far as...
Here be Slavs, Scythians, Baltics, Finns, and plenty other shithole dwellers. Why hole? That's not how you say shithole, is it? I always thought it's just a hole, like a... Okay. Not worth any medic borders for. Yeah, sure. If you're not talking about them, then why would you?
See. Among these vile beasts were the Greeks.
It's a shithole over there normally.
Existence, killing, raping, and shitting on each other. The gods were disgusted by what they saw. Their solution was to start again. A new race was built. They were made to be perfect, resulting in the birth of the Trojans. Let loose in the middle of the Greek chaos, the Trojans set out to bring order to the place, inventing civilization with the founding of Troy, where they strove to answer the deepest questions of mankind. Physics, philosophy, economics, no matter the mystery, the Trojans mastered it. They were the pride of the gods, attracting the collective envy of the Greeks. It culminated with the kidnapping of the Trojan prince by a Greek.
I was like, oh, I wonder what god that is. Because it's about Rome, so I get stuck on it. Right now it's about Greeks, so it's just Zeus. Oh, for fuck's sake, my brain is off. I'm sorry.
Whom lusted after his perfect body. To salvage his position, the Greek king...
And I see a lot of text appearing. I'm not able to read it fast enough. I'm sorry about that, but I also don't want to pause this video every millisecond to read it properly.
Twisted the events, tricking the Greek hordes it was Troy who wronged them. Easily fooled, the barbarians encircled Troy, numbering the hundreds of millions. It became known as the Trojan Wars, a series of catastrophic Greek failures. As always, the Greeks turned to divine intervention to achieve their foul goals, taking advantage of Jupiter's fear for Troy's potential. Once in Troy, the Greeks smelled the scent of civilization for the first time, and instinctively hated it. They did what they did best, killing, raping, and shitting without mercy. The rape of Troy would bring an end to civilization itself, were it not for the unsung hero, Anchises. Anchises never shared his people's kindness towards barbarians. The moment he first saw a Greek, Anchises knew peace would never last. Predicting the worst, Anchises impregnated the goddess of beauty using his Trojan charm, resulting in the birth
Aphrodite.
Of the man, the myth, the legend himself, Aeneas Maximus. At the day of the sack, Aeneas woke up from the pile of the woman he was sleeping with, storming out of his house and savagely slaughtering his way through the Greek horde with nothing but his bare dick, all while carrying his elderly father with one hand and guiding the survivors with the other. This heroic act much impressed Jupiter. As an apology, he granted Aeneas the divine destiny to settle in their ancestral Italian lands. Okay, so Jupiter is a Roman god, I believe, where their descendants were prophesied to save the world.
And even though it looks exactly like Zeus. Maybe it was Jupiter at the beginning, and it is about
Carthage for resupply.
Roman gods.
Faced against the greatest threat of man's life, a thought, the Thought Queen of Carthage. In exchange for the needed supplies, she demanded Aeneas to satisfy her in bed every day for a year, which Aeneas honorably agreed, for the greater good. The debt paid, Aeneas set to return to his destiny. Dido couldn't accept his departure, but Aeneas insisted, knowing better than to fall prey to a thought. In her rage, Dido burned all his leftover properties, throwing herself into the fire, cursing their descendants to eternal rivalry, dooming millions to die in the wars to come. Historians to debate if her cruelty derived most from being a woman. Escaping Carthage, Aeneas finally arrived in Italy, becoming the king of Alba Longa, after a quick trip to the underworld with his father, killing a barbarian warlord, and banging the local Trojan princess. With her, Aeneas was able to father a pure-blooded Trojan family, a chance unfortunately not granted to his man, leading to generations of miscegenation. The years came and went, leaving Numitor, Aeneas' descendant, to suffer from the consequences, being usurped by his bastard half-barbarian brother. Once again, civilization was online to be destroyed by barbarian scum, this time output by the birth of the legendary twins, Romulus and Remus, lawful sons of Numitor's daughter and the god Mars. The usurper was too much of a coward to kill them himself, much less in the front of the god of war, giving the twins for a servant to go drown in the Tiber River, having the princess assassinated while Mars wasn't looking. But the servant refused to commit the crime, his Trojan ancestry overpowering the corruption from his barbarian side. Tiberinus, god of the Tiber, took over from there, guiding the young lads to the care of a she-wolf. She raised them lovingly, granting them her wolf-like instincts through the power of her canine titties, all until they were old enough to be adopted by shepherds. As true Trojan descendants, sons of Mars, fed by wolves and raised by stoic shepherds, the twins grew to be great leaders. Having the admiration of the man and the love of the woman, the twins were envied by the local barbarian insoles. Incapable of competing in either strength, intellect, or beauty, the barbarians sought to employ their only field of advantage, evil. One day, as Remus looked at the stars, pondering the big questions while resting from yet another orgy, the barbarians ganged up on him, capturing Remus by threatening the girls if he tried to escape, delivering him at the hands of the usurper, whom happily imprisoned him. Learning of the act through his wolf instinct, Romulus was outraged. In response, he used his charisma to raise an army with his followers in the siege of Bologna. Despite an armed and untrained, Romulus' forces shattered through the city's defenses, killing the usurper and freeing the hostages. Claimed as heroes, the twins were taught of their Trojan ancestry by their grandfather, whom named them the rightful kings of the city, an honor they refused. Instead, they set out to build a new city, gathering the last pure-blooded Trojans with them, but no girls allowed. They used their wolf instincts to trace back to their mummy wolf had raised them. Among those 7 hills, history was about to be changed forever. But before it could, a rift had developed between the brothers. Romulus sought to follow on Troy's steps, believing that barbarians could be peacefully negotiated with, but Remus, having suffered the most under barbaric crimes, he knew peace was impossible, fearing that if they followed the exact same path as Troy, they would suffer its same fate. It was a source of great debate between the brothers, their different perspectives generating many disputes. As civilized men, they attempted to solve it with a birdwatching contest, which resulted in a tie, due to the gods enjoying the drama of their conflict. At any rate, the brothers agreed they at least needed a wall, for if there is one thing the local barbarians hated the most, was the smell of progress. While Romulus built the base of the walls, Remus built the top. As he did so, one of their followers climbed to the top with him, nearing ever closer. Suddenly, he pushed Remus from the wall. Hearing the screams, Romulus was shocked, rushing to his brother's aid, finding him in fatal conditions. In his righteous anger, Romulus demanded an explanation, but once he looked closely, the explanation became clear. It was no Trojan, but a barbarian, seeking to do his part in destroying civilization forever. Romulus let him escape, choosing instead to stand by his brother's last dying moment. With his last breath, Remus spoke one last time, naming the city Rome, in honor of his brother, whom he named its first king. Drowned in sorrow, Romulus accepted, mercifully ending his brother's suffering. With this harsh lesson, Romulus finally understood Remus there was no hope for peaceful coexistence, and so, not only had Rome to surpass Troy's greatness, but to spread it to the world, cleansing of the barbarian plague whom sickened it. It was an inevitable war between order and chaos. The barbarians would go on to spread how Romulus murdered his brother for power, a lie most people still believe today. But at least you, my dearest pleb, knows the true history. The unbiased history. On the next chapter, Romulus founds the Eternal City, with a monarchy to rule it and a senate to guide it. It will eventually be ruined by Greeks, as I would think.
Okay, spoilers. Okay. That was a lot of information. I probably got none of that. That was a lot of, like, I think somebody told me about this channel that the first couple videos are in, like, old style. I also saw in, like, old style playlist, which I guess changes later on. So maybe that will be much easier to comprehend. Of course, if people want me to see more. If not, I'm fine without with living without the information about the ancient Rome. But yeah, the Roman monarchy. Okay, I got barely anything of that. I probably need to watch it 5 more times to just understand in this almost 6 minutes. So yeah, I have nothing else to say. I feel empty. And okay, I guess Thank you, anybody who watched this. Subscribe if you want more low quality, low energy content, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye. Have a great life because one of us has to. Jesus, I don't. Okay.